Hello and welcome to our daily news show, The Big Story, where we bring you the hottest topics of the day right here in the heart of the newsroom. My name is Alyssa Wu and I'm coming to you live from the Straits Times. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, do subscribe to our channel and click that bell button so you'll be notified whenever we go live. I'll be joined very shortly by my newsroom colleagues where we'll discuss the topics that got you talking today. Now, the recent spate of PMD-related fires has prompted the government to bring forward the PMD safety certification deadline from the end of next year to July 1st, 2020. Now, PMD here stands for Personal Mobility Devices. In the meantime, what PMD users can do is to make sure they are charging their batteries correctly. To share more about this, I have tech correspondent Koh Ping with me. Hi, Koh Ping.
Hi.
Right. So lithium-ion batteries, which are used in PMDs, can also be found in our phones and our laptops, right?
That's
So even if we're not a PMD user, we can't just say like, oh, it doesn't concern me.
No. It's the same type of batteries actually.
So what causes that battery to catch fire or explode?
It's mainly due to overheating. So what happens is that, well, according to experts, the pressure quickly builds up inside the battery when it's overheated, and then it may burst the battery casing. And the electrolytes in the battery are actually flammable. So when they escape and interact with the air, it causes explosion, fires, so on and so forth.
I see. Now, having said that, there is a much lower chance of the battery in your smartphone exploding. So can you tell us why is it more risky for PMD batteries?
It's due to the harsh conditions the batteries in the PMDs are subject to. So for your mobile phones, your laptops, or your other electronic devices, you actually put it on a table, put it in your bag, or put it in your pockets most of the time. But for the batteries in a PMD, usually they are found under the devices. And these PMDs actually, travel on the road, right? And sometimes they speed. And when they travel at fast speed on the roads, the batteries actually undergo a lot of vibration. So this vibration will affect the internal and the physical connections inside the batteries, causing them to short circuit.
Right. So currently right now, there's still a risk of consumers buying batteries that have not passed the safety test. So in the event that they do, what can consumers do?
So basically, Enterprise Singapore will step in to deal with products that have not passed the safety test to warn the retailers or the manufacturers about that. But in most cases, it's actually a consumer problem or consumer situation. So the consumers can go to case. They can help consumers negotiate with the errant retailer and advise the consumers on their rights under the law. But again, case can only do so much because they are a non-profit organization that doesn't have much power, so to speak. We have another body which protects the consumers, which is called the Competition and Consumer Commission of Singapore. So they take on the cases of all these recalcitrant errant retailers, but they also don't have the powers to seek compensation on the behalf of the consumers, actually.
So it sounds like there are quite a few limitations here. So in your personal opinion, what more do you think can be done?
Well, legal experts say that this Competition and Consumer Commission of Singapore, since now they are taking on the mandate of consumer protection, there's a need for this body to have expanded powers that will allow it to prosecute errant retailers. Well, they also say that Singapore can do more for the consumers by introducing amendments to the law to empower consumers to mount product liability claims. So most of the goods that are sold in Singapore are actually imported goods. So it's also important that the consumers be empowered to claim directly against the retailers and the distributors of the products. Especially with the rise of e-commerce, a lot of people are buying online. So these rules should also specifically apply to online retail of goods in Singapore.
So earlier we were discussing, actually a lot of users, actually myself included, we have very bad phone charging habits or battery charging habits. Could you walk us through some things that we're doing now that which we shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, you shouldn't, first off, you shouldn't be talking on the phone while you're charging it. Second, you shouldn't leave the phone charging overnight.
Why? Why can't I use the phone to call someone while it's charging?
Okay, so it's got to do with the science and the chemistry. So when you charge the phone, the battery basically, the electrolytes go in one direction. But when you use the phone, the electrolytes gets discharged in the opposite direction. So naturally, there could possibly be some reaction when the electrolytes travel in both opposite directions. So just try not to use your devices when you're charging them. And it's the same for charging them, overcharging them. So when you leave it charging beyond like several hours, maybe a couple of hours that's needed for charging your phone, then again there's a risk of the battery overcharging, overheating, and causing the battery to bulge or the casing to burst, and then the electrolytes escape, and then you have a fire.
So speaking of fires, I understand lithium-ion batteries, they do have a heat limit.
Right. So the experts actually told me that 55 degrees is the limit. So again, please don't leave your devices under the hot sun or near heating devices. That again could damage the battery and cause problems.
And then also it goes without saying, when you charge your PMD, charge it in an open space, not an enclosed space.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So thank you so much, Koh Ping, for sharing advice on, I guess, proper charging habits.